What action changed the course of your life for the worst? Part 2. It was like someone flipped a switch. We kept bantering back and forth for a few minutes when out of absolutely nowhere I started kissing her on the lips pretty aggressively. I immediately realized what I was doing and started to pull away when she grabbed onto my head and pulled me back. I got extremely turned on and she did too. It didn't feel like we were brother and sister at all. It felt like we were long-time friends who finally gave into each other's lust. Things got heated quickly and before we knew it, we were having intimacy. It lasted for around 10 minutes before we both finished. We laughed it off nervously and got dressed quickly. We chatted for just a little bit longer before finally deciding to call it a night. It felt so wrong and weird afterwards. The rest of my trip was super awkward. Us having to pretend that everything was normal with this being the biggest thing on our mind was challenging. But before I knew it, my trip was over and I went back to college. Weeks later I received a text from my sister asking if I had some time to talk alone. My heart sank because I knew it was going to be about that night. I put it off for hours before finally calling her. She called me to tell me that she was pregnant and she's 100% certain that the baby is mine. I was speechless. I wasn't expecting something like this at all. We talked and tried to figure out what we should do. We were cornered in a situation that was so above our heads we couldn't even figure out where to start. Abortion came into discussion multiple times but neither of us wanted that. We decided that it would be best to act like her husband is the father and raise it like so without ever telling anyone ever because of how wealthy his family is. She is due the week of June 10th. Absolutely no one knows or has even the slightest clue. This is a secret that my sister and I put our life on to protect. Things will never be the same between us. The last handful of months I have become a heavy drinker and partygoer and failing almost every one of my classes. It's messed me up a ton. It's going to be super weird whenever I have kids now too. It's so weird how a quick dumb decision could change the rest of your life.